Exciting day that we've had. And we've got a special guest who is joining us, Mr. Duncan Campbell, who is a VP of Marketing for the Enterprise Group here at HP. So as you look around on day two, what's news? What do you see as the highlight here?
Andy, it's a pleasure to be with you again.
Likewise.
Okay, super. So I got to tell you, day two is just buzzing with excitement. And part of that is there's been some significant news that was unleashed yesterday. This has to do all with HP's new converged systems launch. And these fundamentally are new integrated systems that are optimized by workload, and now you can actually order those both for virtualized type of solutions, and we have a couple different offerings there, as well as for big data, and in fact even for client virtualization. And what I like about it, it really goes after the whole challenge around procurement, the ease of management, and the ease of support.
Okay, now a little bit of a secret, the code name for this was Sharks, right?
Well, yes, good job. So why Sharks? And in fact, you can almost hear that beat, with Jaws. But part of it, Sharks are an incredibly efficient hunting machine. So this is very much a very efficient type of integrated system, both for integrated infrastructure as well as for integrated workloads, but also, believe me, it's very competitive versus some of our three-letter competitors that are out there.
Indeed. Let's shift on that note. Let's shift over to applications and how applications and converged infrastructure are becoming much more tightly coupled.
No, exactly right. And what I like about how this dialogue has now progressed, it's not just about the speeds and the feeds of individual pieces, but it's about how the whole integrated system really needs to be aligned with the application. And that is so key to really make sure that we have our solutions, our converged infrastructure solutions, aligned with the different workloads and applications that count for our customers.
So what's the primary business benefit that you get by having them closely coupled?
So certainly. So a great example is, even when I think about our scale-out example, for instance, with the Moonshot, where HP has over 300 million hits a day, the ability to have these integrated systems that can align with, for instance, a scale-out application like that, where it actually consumes 90%, 89% less energy and has 80% less footprint, and in fact costs 77% less. So it all has to do with aligning with the application to make sure we can deliver upon those requirements that are relevant for the business.
But many people are focusing on virtualization as a part of their long-term strategy and getting things into a virtualized environment as quickly as possible. How do these systems support that?
No, exactly right. And what you're spot on, part of these new converged systems are our Sharks. We do have two flavors of these new converged systems for virtualization, both for Microsoft, VMware, and in the future also for KVM. And what's so great about that is this is low-hanging fruit. Customers know this, and they've been able to accomplish a lot with server virtualization, but now we're taking that to the next step. So we're virtualizing the full infrastructure to really drive up the utilization and to really drive up the speed in terms of how you can deploy this, and the speed how you can put this to work to really stand up these new applications in that mainstream environment of virtualization.
So what about, this sounds wonderful, but there's the but. In a mission critical application, you're trusting something that's new. Why should you do that?
Okay, very good point. So part of our whole approach here is so critical is that we do the hard work up front in terms of the testing, the optimization, in fact the full configuration of these systems ahead of time. So we're really taking on that burden so we can really deliver on those type of SLAs. And a great example on that mission critical side is what we do with SAP HANA. So we have new integrated solutions for SAP HANA, and as well these new converged system through 300 for Vertica. So it's just spot on for these mission critical type of systems that really can meet the toughest demands of our customers.
Yeah. But then I have to continue to think about business continuity and protection. How is that pulled in?
You bet. So another good example is by these new type of systems, not only are they delivering new competitive benchmarks, about 2x of our competitors' performance, but also about 25% less cost. The other key point to your point you're making there is about up to 50% greater high availability than our competition. So it really meets those needs. And then also, of course, we have fantastic services wrapped around that, so we're taking all these different type of concerns into account.
So I have a recurring question that I think I've asked before. 6 months from now, what are we going to be talking about? And at HP Discover 1 year from now, what are we going to be talking about?
Well, Andy, I'm right here by your side once again in another 6 months. And the hot topic will be software defined. So, and why software defined? That is really all about starting to get more agile, to increase performance. And you're seeing this now from a software-defined networking, some amazing offers now with software-defined storage coming out, and also we have software-defined servers. So software-defined is really the next hot item, and it's really about virtualizing the full infrastructure, offering it as a service, but really now connecting this on up to the application. And why is that relevant? It's all about aligning IT, to simplify and align IT to the speed of the business.
Okay, and now if we can take it up one more level, how does this contribute to this journey of defining a new style of IT overall?
Okay, excellent question. So when you think about the new style of IT, it has putting such pressure on the data center, and the software-defined data center is really part of our response to that by having a much more agile environment because of the pressure both in speed as well as agility that we need to deliver with the new style IT for solutions like big data, for cloud, for mobility and security.
Yeah, so I know one thing that is new. You just started a LinkedIn group. Talk about that.
Well, I'm happy to talk about that. We're pretty excited about this. So we're really creating a much more interactive type of forum. In fact, I'm hosting it. It's open, and please come and join from our standpoint because. Again, it's a great way. Instead of waiting, for our next show, we can just kind of get busy now to start to collaborate.
Jump right in the middle, and we've got a brand new short URL for you there from SDR News, sdr.io/newgenci, NEWGEN, and which should appear here on your screen at some point.
That's great.
But there's always the old dependable, the old standby that you've talked about before. Where to go?
Well, exactly right. So you can always come visit us on our solution page, which is of course hp.com/go/ci. So we're happy to collaborate for you to get information, and in both of those scenarios. And again, we really welcome you to join the conversation.
Duncan, thanks very much for joining us here again. Look forward to seeing you and talking the next time.
My pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thanks to you folks as well for following our coverage here at HP Discover in Barcelona.